This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, this is Barry Bostwick. Talk about nerds. I played a very famous nerd named Brad Majors in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and you're listening to Nerd Corp, and it's a podcast. And please, keep listening.
We are the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's podcast day. My name is Eddie Lyon, a.k.a. your girlfriend's favorite podcaster. With me today is Cole Simper.
Hey, it's me, Goku, and I believe in the values of traditional marriage.
I love how you couldn't even stay in character.
Dude, it's so funny to think about Goku as a Republican.
That would be so funny. And Angela Wooden. Meow. Derek and Nick couldn't join us today. Derek has contracted the mud butt, and Nick has contracted the Honolulu mud butt. We're praying for him. Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers, nothing but.
Yep. But we are the Nerd Corporation. Welcome to the Hangout Part 2. We are just going to chill out and talk about whatever happens. So let the Hangout commence. So what have y'all been up to?
You know, a whole lot of the same old shit. Just working. I've been dealing with issues with the Steam Deck that I'll get into later. And that was, that's always fun to bitch about that. But I have learned a lot, which is really cool. So
yeah, it's always good.
Oh, yeah.
Vance, what have you been up to?
Chilling.
Illin.
We went and saw the new Dragon Ball movie over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, how was it?
It was really good.
Yeah?
I was really happy with it, actually.
Hell yeah.
But afterwards, we stopped at the new In-N-Out.
How was it? Was it good?
I didn't like what I got. I don't know if because I've eaten there before, obviously, but I don't know if maybe the hype for having a local one got to me or what, but I did not like.
So you also had your fries done a different way than you normally get it done, and you did say that was what you didn't like the most about your animal fries, is that you said you wanted them well, right? Well done. Mm-hmm.
What is well done? What do well done fries look like?
So they're cooked for 10 seconds longer.
Oh.
Because in the past I haven't liked the fries because they're too starchy.
Ah, okay.
They're not cooked enough. But this time, the only difference was that I just hated it that much more. And the sandwich that I got was pretty fucked too, but...
What was so fucked about it?
So I got the grilled cheese. And they didn't do grilled onions. They did a raw onion. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, why the fuck would you put a raw onion on there?
On a grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Very strange. I got regular fry, double, because you gotta get the double.
Classic.
There's a certain quaintness to In-N-Out's burger that I really enjoy. So taste aside, which is really good, I would say. It's a pretty solid burger, especially for the price. Which is the biggest thing with In-N-Out, is it's got to be the price of the food. You know what I mean?
Price and quality are...
Yeah. And, I can see how In-N-Out wouldn't jive with other people, but, I really enjoy their fries. I actually really like how they cook them. And, a minimal on the salt too, which is it's refreshing to have a French fry taste good without having to be soaked in salt. You know what I mean? Like, I love a McDonald's fry as the next guy, but we both know that me and you are going to die early because of how bad those fucking things are for us, you know? So.
Yeah, no. Me is the, my, I haven't gone yet because I've just been kind of just chilling and waiting.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the 3x3 animal style with animal fries.
So 3x3 animal style. So what, they just put the
3 patties, 3 cheeses.
Okay, and then the animal sauce?
Yeah, like the animal sauce
The
concoction.
spread.
Yeah.
The spread. Yeah.
And then fries with animal.
That could be something that I would want to try because I'm not a big like lettuce, tomatoes, olives, pickles on my burger.
Olives, huh?
Or not olives,
Onions.
onions, sorry. But yeah, like I've never been super into that. Like if you put onions on my burger, I'm going to fuck you up. Like for real.
The only time that I'm accepted, like the only time it's acceptable for you to put onions on my burger is if they're caramelized
Yes.
or if they're red onions. Red onions are fucking yummy.
Yeah, but I don't want a raw white or yellow onion. You know?
Big extra points for the caramelized onions. Those are fucking real good. I don't know. It's that price. You cannot fucking beat that price.
Yeah.
And the way that the just the popularity around the place the over the weekend was just ridiculous. And I was talking to Angela in the car when we were waiting because it took about 30 minutes for us to get our food, which is not terrible considering the place just fucking opened.
Well, not only that, that's In-N-Out anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
We've always waited that long.
like,
Absolutely.
Like,
you're right.
everyone's like, oh, the fucking In-N-Out's going to have all these long wait lines. They always do.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so surprised?
Yeah, I don't know. It's it'll be nice to have something also to break up the monotony of what we have right now.
Like all the regular stuff.
Yeah, just the regular shit.
Bro, I like In-N-Out is such a special place, like emotionally for me.
So there was an article from the Herald Journal, and on Fox 13 also, about a man and his son who waited 3 days outside of In-N-Out to be the first ones there at our location. I turned to Cole and I was like, is this Eddie?
Yeah, it would have been me. Like, if I was that dedicated, I'd have taken off of work, used PTO and shit, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like my grandma used to take me there when I was little. And for those of you that don't know me, like, my grandmother was pretty much my entire world.
Yeah.
And so going to In-N-Out has its own little, like, special place for me. So having one here is going to be so cool because whenever I want In-N-Out, like, now I can just go get it. Now all we need is a Jack in the Box and I'm set.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had a Jack in the Box.
Bro, Jack in the Box it is not quality in any way. It's good. It is good, but it's not like the best burger out there.
Like Beto's?
Yeah, it's like the Beto's of hamburgers, bro, because they sell like everything.
But they also have tacos.
Yeah, they have like tacos and egg rolls and fucking like.
Fuck yeah!
It's just a weird mismatch of items.
Interesting.
But Jack in the Box is also another one of those emotional places for me, and it's always the bacon ultimate cheeseburger with like curly fries. And fucking, if I'm feeling extra hungry, 2 tacos on the side.
Nice.
Because the tacos they're so greasy and ridiculous.
Really?
Like, it's ground beef and a slice of cheese
Yeah.
inside of a tortilla, deep fried.
Jesus.
At least that's how I remembered it. I haven't had a Jack in the Box in a few years, but yeah, bro.
What do you know about this Habit Grill that's right over here by us?
I don't know, but I want to know.
So I was hanging out with Johnny. Shout out to Johnny Ordaz. He was saying that it is a really good burger.
Yeah?
Like a really good burger.
Huh.
So I don't know. I've never fucking heard of it.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it either. And like seeing it there was like my first time. Did you know there's a spot called Thrilled Cheese?
It's IHOP and it's dog shit.
Yeah, she got it and she said it's fucking awful.
Oh, it's IHOP?
It's a ghost kitchen inside of IHOP, but it's just from their menu. Yeah.
Like Burger Den
is from Denny's.
is from Denny's.
Oh, really?
And it's just wings, and Maggiano's are both Chili's.
Really?
Yeah, they're like DoorDash. Like
They're just virtual ghost kitchens.
Yeah.
but they're propped up by DoorDash.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. It's just wings is Chili's. That makes so much more sense.
Doesn't
now.
it? Yeah.
Like, because
think of the Chipotle sauce.
right, like, and like eating at that place was like, I'm always like, I want to like you, and I think you're good enough.
Yeah, and then you do me like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. That betrayal.
Yeah.
I totally know what you mean.
Especially when you bite into that first curly fry and it's like hard as shit.
Chili's has a really underrated chips and salsa.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like. You can shit on Chili's as much as you want. You really can, and trust me, I will. But those chips and salsa are nothing to fuck with.
Yep. I don't know, man. That's crazy.
What were you doing this week?
I went to Salt Lake last week, just kind of hung out, kicked it with the lady partner, came back, worked a few days, and spent lady partner came out here this weekend, and so we just been kind of chilling. Like I've had to work like all this week. I'm getting really tired of my job. Like to the point where I'm like, I don't want to be here. Like legitimately just like don't want to be there anymore.
Do you know what the term quiet quitting?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I've been quiet quit.
Yeah.
Like I just do what I do. What was it? Like a couple of days ago. No, Friday. It was Friday. So 3 days ago, as of this recording.
Yeah.
We get in for a huddle or whatever, and manager's like, when you leave, make sure your job is done before you leave. So and so didn't do something to this meat, so I kept her 2 hours after her shift to do this thing. For those of you who don't know, I work in a kitchen for our local hospital or whatever, and he's like, yeah, she didn't season the pork or prep the pork or whatever, so I kept her 2 hours after her shift for her to prep pork. I'd have walked out. I'd have been like, you eat my whole dick and love it, I will leave.
Interesting.
Because it's going to get to a point where overtime is going to accrue, and then they're going to be like, just leave a couple hours early.
Yeah, exactly. I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I feel like there's a great shift happening in terms of like worker retention and like the workers' epiphany of like how valuable they really are.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, and we need to treat our people better so we can keep them, essentially, among other things.
Oh, definitely.
And I see that more and more because I see what's happening with Joey as well. Joey's having a hell of a time at his job too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, well, it's just because they're understaffed and they like expect a lot of them, and he's just got like these insane shift changes. Like, he'll go from like 11 to 8. And then there's one time where they had him come in at 2 and stayed until 11, and then had him come in at like 6 o'clock in the morning. There are times where they have him coming in at like 4 in the morning.
No, thank you.
Like, and like, I'm not like against that, but it's like it's the sudden change. You know what I mean? And not being able to get enough sleep.
Right.
But that shit's everywhere right now, man. Nobody's fucking happy at their job.
Yeah, no, my lady partner, her job, they'll just up and change the schedule without telling you.
Yeah.
Like, she has to
like expect you to see the change.
Yeah, so she has to check her schedule every day to make sure they're not fucking with her shit. But yeah, I don't know. My job's just been making a lot of like different changes, and they're necessary changes to make things better. But the thing about my job is that like they don't like to train people. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you'll train with this person at this job you've never done for 2 days, and then the next day off you go." It's how I learned how to be on the grill. It's how I learned to take ticket orders.
Yep.
And it sucks because, like, you can't learn all that shit in, like, 2 days. And just this weekend, this is the first weekend I was the ticket cook. And I didn't know about the different procedures that happen during the weekend. I walk in and I talk to my manager, and she's like, "Oh, you don't know what to do?" I was like, "No." And she showed me how to, like, open things. And then I was like, do I have to prepare my own, like, breakfast potatoes and bacon? Because when I get there, they're usually there.
Yeah.
Ready for me to just use. And they weren't there. And she was like, no, you don't. And I was like, okay. So where do I get that from then?
Yeah.
And then the other cook comes in, like, a half hour later. And she's like, "Where are we on breakfast?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" She's like, "You're supposed to have breakfast going." And I'm like, "I asked, and they said that I didn't."
Yeah.
So it's not only just me that's undertrained, it's the person that's opening the kitchen that's undertrained, and it becomes a frustrating ass experience.
Yeah, the whole crash course thing that jobs have been doing lately, where it's like, hey, we'll just train them for 2 days, 2 or 3 days, or you know what I mean? Like, we'll give them like 36 hours, and that's it.
Like, fuck you. I'm not about to do this with y'all.
No, I hear you. It's but the thing is, though, is that it's very competitive out there for jobs, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, good ones anyway. You know what I mean? And that's like where I'm stuck, because like I don't want to go back to making like $12 an hour doing a job that I'll probably hate more than this one. You know what I mean?
How long are your shifts?
7 to 8 hours. You know what I mean? And you know, they're not too bad. You know, they go by quickly, which is something that I like. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not vibing with all the new things that are happening. And not only that, like, it's just, I don't think I would vibe with all the new things happening if we got notified of it. Like, usually, like, the morning that I get there, they're like, "Oh, by the way, we're changing this right now, so you have to do this a different way."
Yeah.
Like, for example, like the first orders to come in the morning, the first ticket orders are for the behavioral health unit, right? And so, but I don't have to do those for another hour because they aren't due for another hour. So what I do is I'll start a half hour before they have to go upstairs. When I finish the entree, I'll put it in a warmer. And that's it. That was that. You know, nothing. And, you know, they just come pick it up out of the warmer. You know, I did it on time. I did it to the best of my abilities. Everything was great. They got one complaint. They got one complaint from a patient. And they're like, "So from now on, you're going to do BHU's orders as close to the time as possible without putting them in the warmer." And these aren't like, you know, it's not like they're ordering toast and scrambled eggs. They're ordering omelets, and they're ordering like, you know, and for lunch they're ordering like Tuscan pasta or some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Shit that requires a lot of prep time.
Yeah, or not only just a lot of prep time, but like if I want to do all of them at once, I won't be able to.
Yeah.
You know, and
By yourself, yeah.
Right, and they're just like, you're just gonna have to figure out a way. Was my manager's response to that's probably not gonna be able to happen.
Yeah, it's God, dude. It's really tough to have any sympathy for managers.
Dude, like you already know I'm expendable. Like, what was it? One time somebody told me that, you know, someone was close to getting fired or whatever, and like my brain went into this like giant crazy scenario, right? Like, because I create like giant nightmare scenarios in my brain.
Yeah.
I was just like, I wonder what would happen if like my boss ever came up to me and was like, hey, do this or you're fired. You know, like the tough guy part of me would just walk out, right? But the other, like the sensible part of me would just be like, well, fuck, I kind of need my job.
Yeah, bills.
But I've taken a stance now that I will no longer be incentivized by fear when it comes to a job.
Okay.
I will no longer be motivated by fear. If you're going to fire me, do what the fuck you got to do. Like, I'll bounce back, whatever. Like, even if I have to take 2 part-time jobs to make ends meet, I'll fucking do this.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be one of those dudes anymore that's going to be like, oh, shit, I better do this or they're going to fire me. Like, if I'm that easily dispensable, I am that easily dismissible.
Yeah.
You know? So...
No, I know exactly.
You know? So, you know.
That's shitty, dude.
Eat my ass.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I wanted to say. Just eat my ass.
Whole.
Just the darkest part of my narrow brown ass. Just...
I used to say something like that. What did I say?
I would rather cut my dick off and throw it in a river than
I used to say that, yes. The one that I'm referring to is you can lick the deepest, darkest part of my asshole.
Yeah, you can, really. Like...
That's shitty, man.
Yeah, because they really liked that job.
Yeah, well...
like, in the beginning, I thought that job was awesome. And my boss is amazing.
Really?
She is one of the most accommodating, most considerate, most, you know, just... Like, this is her first time managing something like this. So, you know, the cynicism hasn't crept into her yet, right? She's still the hopeful, positive.
She's not hardened yet.
Yeah, she hasn't been spoiled by by the job just yet, you know.
So let me ask you: have you talked to her yet
about
your frustrations with your managers?
Yeah, I've talked to her about them, and you know, she of course has to make a case for them, right? And I'm like, all right, cool, but you know, this also makes me like really frustrated. Like, I can't really, like, you know, I don't know, it feels a lot different than when we started, and I get the changes that are happening, but I'm also dissatisfied with the amount of training time that we get. I was like, also, we should be doing a lot more cross training, because when people can't make it into work, there are only like 2 other people that can do their job. You know. But,
I get it.
Yeah,
it's frustrating as fuck.
Yeah, dude. It sucks, because I do love that job, and I love my supervisor, and I like the people I work with. It's super diverse, and like, I don't feel like I'm the only brown guy in the room. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like that shit's like small sometimes, but it's important. You know.
You ever run into my mom?
No, never.
Danielle.
I might. I don't know. I don't know what she looks like.
Well, she doesn't look anything like me.
Right.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. Like, I'll do the thing.
You'll go.
Yeah, I'll find either it'll get better for me, or I'll find another job. Like, it's really not that big of a deal.
So I was so excited to hear about your week that I totally jumped over the path of us talking about the new Dragon Ball movie.
Yes.
So, Where are you at in Dragon Ball?
Nowhere.
Z? That's it?
That's it.
Like, you watched all through the Buu saga?
No, I didn't watch all through anything. Like, I've watched maybe bits and pieces of.
You should change that.
I've never been the biggest, I've never been the biggest Dragon Ball fan.
So why did you do the episode at the beginning?
It was something Doc wanted to do.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was something Doc wanted to do, and my ex-wife was a big.
Yeah. You had her on that episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was something he wanted to do, but Dragon Ball really never interested me.
Interesting.
Yep.
I get it. No, I know what you mean. It feels like if you didn't grow up with Dragon Ball, you either don't really care or you got into it and now you're like super into it.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
And that was my thing is I was just even just anime in general. Right, I remember the first anime I ever saw was Ninja Scroll.
Fucking dope, dude. Dude, that's a great fucking introduction to anime.
When I was super little and my uncles were just watching that movie, and I'm just like
super irresponsible.
Yeah, bro.
That's awesome.
I that was one of my first anime memories as a child. Is this giant ugly man railing the shit out of this small defenseless woman,
constant decapitations.
Yeah,
right after.
Fucking I'm just like, what is this? But I remember
Japan,
right? But the first anime I watched on my own, one that I found and was like, well, I'll watch this and see where it goes, was Fist of the North Star.
Hell yeah. Damn, bro, you hit the classics right off the fucking bat.
Yeah, bro. And I didn't have a reference. I didn't, you know what I mean? And after that, I did have myself a reference. So I watched Akira and I watched Initial D, and
Have you seen Nope yet?
I have not.
God damn it, Eddie.
I have not. I was going to that weekend. I told you I was going to.
Yeah.
And it just didn't end up working out.
Fix that shit. If you don't, I have most of this week off.
Yeah.
So I work Wednesday and then I have the rest of the week off. So we should go see it. And Angela still hasn't seen it yet either. So
I'm down.
As far as I know. But yeah, dude, I cannot speak enough praise about that movie. It's so fucking good.
Hell yeah.
Dragon Ball though, I am a fucking huge fan of Dragon Ball. I grew up with Dragon Ball Z. I never really watched Dragon Ball. It wasn't really available to me the way that Z was. Z was on Toonami.
Right.
And
it was before your time.
Dragon Ball was, yeah. Z, I have very, very fond memories of going to my aunt's house. I watched and played a lot of Pivotal shit in this little teeny, there's a word for it, but I can't remember. It's basically like what Harry Potter lived in the beginning.
Cupboard.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called.
But it's underneath the stairs.
Yeah.
So they had this huge crawlway that they had decked out with a teeny little CRT TV in there. It had cable.
Hell yeah.
it had a cable hookup. It had, and they had fucking everything. They had the original NES. That's where I played through most of the NES catalog was under there. They had a 64. That's how I played a lot of not the really good shit like Zelda and but Mario was there obviously, and that's where I played a lot of Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Coliseum and watching
Stadium.
What
Stadium?
is it? Which one is 64? Is it Stadium or is it Coliseum?
Stadium.
Okay, yeah, the 64 one
right.
Specifically.
I didn't even know there was a Pokemon Coliseum.
I think that could be the GameCube game.
Oh, okay.
And then the sequel was the Gale of Darkness or whatever. I could be wrong, but
it was the GameCube game.
I'm gonna have to download that. That was a really cool game. It's totally not really even a Pokemon game though. There's no capturing at all. It's pretty much just a story based RPG with Pokemon.
Okay.
Which was a cool idea at the time, but it was it's not Pokemon on a console.
Yeah,
is what we thought it was
like
gonna
the guy on the cover looks more like Yugi than he does a Pokemon
Dude,
trainer.
that shit right there, that got my dick hard as a kid. I was like, yo, I get to play as this guy? Fuck yeah, dude. And he had, I'm pretty sure he had the two dark evolutions of Eevee, the psychic one and the dark one, I can't remember. Umbreon and Espeon, yeah. Like, those were his two main Pokemon. I was like, dude, this game is fucking dope. But also, that's, like, exclusively what I watched was, like, DBZ and Toonami. Like, all sorts of... Like, even, I think... No, it was too early for Naruto. But I'm a huge fucking fan of DBZ. The movies, like, I was fucking obsessed with it. The video games, god damn. There was some good fucking DBZ video games.
Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck. Like, Budokai 1, I think, is just kind of like a cool little time capsule of, like, no pun intended. It's the very first PlayStation 2 game for Dragon Ball. And it's just, like, super gross-looking polygons out the ass.
Right.
But it, like, went all the way up to the Cell Saga, which is my favorite of the entirety of Dragon Ball. But,
Okay.
the roots go very deep for DBZ in me.
Yeah, I didn't really grow up with it at all either. My anime introductions were limited to 4Kids TV every Saturday. At like starting at 6 a.m. It was Sailor Moon, Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think there was any Pokemon.
Could be.
But, I mean, like, we had, like, the Pokemon movies back then, but, when I would stay with my grandma, that's when I would get a little bit of, like, more diverse anime, and that's when I watched a few Dragon Ball episodes, but then, nostalgia-based, discussion from, like, influencers and stuff like that, it got me curious into the whole story, not just with DBZ, but starting with Dragon Ball. So I started there, and I went all the way up to Super, and then I did it all again.
Very
in
nice.
the movies.
Dragon Ball, like, just the original Dragon Ball, is, like, completely different from DBZ and really, really good on its own. Like, it's crazy how, like, each segment of Dragon Ball, like, really kind of stands on its own.
Right.
Essentially. But this movie specifically focuses on Gohan and Piccolo, which are two kind of, in the fan base, Gohan and Piccolo have felt a little underutilized.
Right.
Like a little misused. Especially with the high highs of the Cell Saga, where it's like, we're building Gohan up to be this, like, he's the strongest Z fighter ever. Like, and everyone's like, no way, he's better than Goku. It's like, yeah, better than Goku. Which is so fucking weird to think about, like, the gravity of that fucking thing.
But can he beat Goku?
You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, that was like, nah, fuck you. That was, like, actually something that you would say, nah, fuck you to. Yeah,
Right.
You know what I
Something
mean?
you would scoff at for sure.
You know what he can beat Goku at, though? World's best dad.
Yeah, Goku's a pretty shitty dad.
He's the worst father.
He's pretty fucking bad. But it's all in CG, which is usually a no-no.
Right.
It was pretty bad, but the story was still there, and you got a little bit used to it.
So, yeah, Angela has been pretty hard on it, but I didn't see... It didn't offend me as much as CG usually does. And there's just something about Toriyama's designs and, like, the very childish nature of his artwork that really kind of translated well to their style of CG. Like,
Okay.
The fight scenes were obviously the ones where it was like, it would be a lot better if it was hand drawn, but there's something also too that I kind of want to shout out. The fight scenes are so much better now than they were in the anime, like of Z specifically.
Yeah, no, Super has gone quite a long way from the rest of the animation art style and quality.
Yeah. Like it's crazy to me though, like how different it is. And then I was reading this thing, or I was watching a video, or one of the two, where I found out that Akira Toriyama doesn't do any of his own battles sequences.
Oh, really?
He just has somebody do it for him. Which, in Super specifically, like, that's why it was so fucking, like, I don't want to say shallow, because it really wasn't, especially to us at the time.
Right.
But, like, Z's fights are kind of, there's a little to be, you gotta give it quite a bit of slack, considering, like, where it's at and the time period that it's in and everything, even though I would kill for that style. The 90s anime style aesthetic, can never get enough of it.
I saw this meme that was like, I'm currently obsessed with how 90s anime women are drawn.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't bug me as much as I thought it would. And like Angela said, the story's fucking top notch. Like, really, really good. Finally did right by my boy Gohan. Finally. Took fucking forever.
Yeah.
There's even a moment at the very end where I was like actually like thought about fucking getting up and cheering. I was like, fuck, dude. That like hit a deep part of me that I haven't thought of for a long time.
Right.
But yeah, it's really cool, and we saw it in the Valley, which is really fucking cool. I don't know if there's ever been an anime film, right? Besides the Ghibli movies.
Mugen Train.
Was Mugen Train here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. My daughter went to see that on her birthday.
More people there than you would think. There was a lot more than I thought. And,
I mean, we also went in the middle of the day, but everyone that was there was like over 30.
oh yeah,
it was nice to see.
Well, not only that, but we also had a good crowd too. Like people popped off when cool things happened, and it whistled and wooed. You know what I mean? Like, it was like a cool crowd. Like, it was a very obviously, like, there was a lot of Dragon Ball fans in the crowd that we went to specifically.
Right.
So it was a cool experience for sure. I want more anime movies.
Yeah.
Here in the Valley.
I just don't want to wait for more anime.
What would be really cool is if, like, there was a movement of some kind to, like, restore the theater experience for some of these, like, classic anime movies, like Akira or, like, Ghost in the Shell, or, like, it'd be really cool to see Knocking on Heaven's Door, the Cowboy Bebop movie, like, all of that shit would be fucking dope. And I would pay money to go and do that. Dude, that would be so fucking cool.
It would be really dope.
Like an anime movie a month. Like, it's like, hey, September is Akira. And it's just like a month showing of nothing, like, obviously more than just Akira, but like a dedicated ass fucking chain saying, hey, we're going to do this cool ass anime
right.
month thing.
Right.
But a guy can dream, I guess.
So you can rent out the theater and show whatever you want, or just play Mario Kart.
I wonder how much does that cost
I don't know.
to rent out an entire theater?
I would have to ask.
Because that'd be cool to do, like, Halo. Like split screen Halo.
Yeah.
Just, like, go through all of the fucking campaigns or something.
Playing anything fun? How's the Steam Deck treating you?
I've been playing a fucking shit ton of games. Like a metric fucking ton of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran into quite a debilitating issue with the Steam Deck. So I'm pretty sure I said on the last podcast that has yet to come out, the Wi-Fi issues. I just randomly started having them again.
Right.
And it was because of an update. You know, like I went into the deck and one day and it was like, hey, there's a new update. So I immediately updated it, not knowing that it was going to completely break my Wi-Fi system. But I had done a lot of deep digging into just random things that I could do because it just was not connecting. It just
didn't want to work.
Well, it stops trying and it says re-enter password, like almost as if the password is incorrect. And so I went down that rabbit hole. I was like, Steam Deck, incorrect password, cannot connect to Wi-Fi. And that led me down this rabbit hole, teaching me about this thing called the KDE wallet that is like a normal function. I wish Dallin was here because I'm sure he would like school me on this shit. But the KDE wallet is basically the function the computer uses to store passwords.
Okay.
For like Wi-Fi and stuff.
Ah, okay.
So I went in there and I was like, can I install one or what? There's one on there, but like it's not talking with my system or something. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Okay.
But that was one thing that I tried. How I originally fixed it is I had to go into the desktop mode and go into the actual Linux settings and go to my Wi-Fi connection and change the IPv6 back to disabled instead of ignore. Because what it's doing is it's trying to tell the main issue is that the Steam Deck is having an issue distinguishing between 2.4 gigahertz channel and the 5 gigahertz channel of a Wi-Fi connection, which for a minute there, a lot of people had the really obnoxious thing where it was like they had two different Wi-Fi connections.
Right,
and nobody fucking liked it, so they fixed it.
Plug into the 4.5. Just plug into the 5.
Yeah. So, eventually, after the update, it just broke. It wasn't immediate either, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense. But eventually, or every once in a while, I could get it to work, and I could never figure out like a concrete reason why.
Okay.
Like it was always like, oh, it works now, and it was never like I never had any answers. It was always just like,
right.
Oh, it works now. So I got pissed one day and I was like, there's got to be a fucking reason. There's got to be somebody else out there that's dealing with my issues.
Right.
And there is. But what I wasn't expecting is there to be no answers on the other side of those fucking, like you go into these posts and they have like one comment. And there were some posts where I went in there and I was like, oh, okay, we can try that and we can try that. That's how I found out about the KDE wallet and all that shit. Like, just different little avenues to find out all of these little things to try. And like, oh, it kind of worked. And then like I like create a basis to just use that,
right.
Just to do that so I can have Wi-Fi. And then all of a sudden that method doesn't work anymore.
Jesus.
And it's like, it's just this never ending fucking spiral of work to try and get this fucking thing to work. But when it does, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, just wait for the next update, and then we'll be.
I know we'll be right. We'll be right back to where we were, but which I'm hoping that I avoided that, or I'm going to avoid that because I completely changed the firmware on it. Firmware or something, I'm not sure what it is. It says beta participation. I'm part of the beta now. Like I'm part of whatever the fuck they're doing, and now I don't even have to go in and connect. As soon as I got home today, I turned on my deck and it immediately connected to my Wi-Fi. I was like, cool. Fuck yes. Yes, that is something that I haven't seen for a long fucking time. And that was really a very strange catharsis to see that. Because it really should just fucking work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it shouldn't, like, any Joe Schmo, like, can obviously Google and fix these things on their own, but, like, are they going to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you get a Steam Deck and it's not fucking working properly, they're probably just going to contact Steam, and they're going to think that there's something wrong with it, but then they're going to get a Steam Deck back in the mail that's perfectly fine, that was sent in for RMA because they thought it was a faulty wire, or a faulty Wi-Fi thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I would much rather just, like, try and fix things on my own and just kind of wait until Valve figures it the fuck out. Because, like, playing on this thing is so fucking fun to, like, micromanage everything. Because it really is just a miniature computer. And every fucking thing that you can do on a computer, you can do on this. That includes, like, emulators and even so much as, like, being able to, like, manage the amount of power that you're putting into a game, like the wattage that the system is using to run the game. Like, every game is by default running 15 watts. Well, why the fuck does The Messenger, need fucking 15 watts of power? It doesn't. I haven't tried the Messenger on the deck yet, but I'm pretty sure it could use around 4 to 5 watts. It's the same thing with the GBA emulation that I'm doing on there. I'm doing a fucking ton. And I just lower it as far as I can go because it doesn't need any fucking power to run a GBA game.
Right.
And I'm getting, like, crazy battery life, like 7-8 hours, which is really, really nice.
Right, because the last time you were talking about it, you said you were only getting like 2 to 3 hours or whatever.
So, it's funny that you say that because I found another thing. So yeah, with big titles, that's pretty par for the course, about 2 to 3 hours.
Right.
Like Nier Automata on high running at 60 actually makes the deck run too hot, and it gives you a temperature like warning.
Oh,
like,
really?
Hey, your deck's getting close. Like, it's fine, but we're gonna lower the it basically starts to throttle you in terms of, like, performance, so it can start to, like, manually cool down.
Right.
But Nier Automata high and running at 60, you're probably going to get like an hour and 20 minutes out of that battery. Like,
damn.
There are some games that just fucking eat the hell out of the battery. But, that's one of the coolest things about the deck is that it gives you so many tools to, like, just micromanage it so it's working properly.
Yeah.
And, like, it gives you the tools to, like, if you're having a hard time running a game at 60 frames per second, just lower it down to, like, 50, see how it runs, because guess what? You're also saving battery life.
Right.
And that small of a screen, you're not going to really notice 40. Like, really, 40 frames to 60 frames, you're really not going to notice.
Right.
Unless you're, like, super anal about these things. And even then, it's not that distracting. Because it's a 7-inch screen, 800p resolution. Like, it gets the job done.
Good. You want it to get the job done for as much as you paid for the goddamn thing.
Well, you could say that I overpaid for it because, like, if I was to get, you could make the case that you could get the $400 version of the Steam Deck and then just pop that bitch open and get, like, a 512 gigabyte SSD that you can very, very easily obtain and put it in there.
Right.
And it would be substantially less than, what was it, $650 that I paid for it. Mm-hmm. You could make that case that, like, but at the same time, like, there was the convenience factor of it too. Like,
right. Well, no, I'm just saying, like for that amount of money, like, it better do the thing. It better do the thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, it does the thing, and it does it really fucking well. Like, it's crazy how you can just boot up any fucking game on it, and even if it says that it's unsupported, like, just still try it,
and it's
like, and it still works. Like, what was it? Spec Ops: The Line still works. That is a fucking PS3 game.
Yeah, that was a deep pull.
Well, dude, that game fucking rocks. That game is really, really good. So when I got the chance, I was like, I fucking bought it as soon as I could on Steam because I was like, I don't want this thing to get delisted.
Yeah.
Like, that's a genuinely good game, and it runs, from what I've heard, really well on the deck. So, and that's like, I don't even know if that game's even ever going to get looked at by Valve.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's way more important games than fucking Spec Ops The Line. But, there's a certain magic to it where it's like, it's GTA 4 in all of its fucking glory on the go.
Dude, you talking about GTA 4 makes me want to play GTA 4.
You really should. You really should. If it's been more than 5 years, you should
really
fucking
has.
revisit
It
GTA
really
4.
has.
Dude, that game, there's a lot of... I played through all of it on the deck, which was really cool to, like limit myself to only play it on the deck. Like, don't play it at all on the PC because, you know, why would you? You know what I mean? Like, you can't really run that game. Like, it's not a great port, essentially.
Right.
For anything over 1440p. But the thing is, though, is that it's a really fucking great port for anything below 1080p, because Rockstar actually gave a fuck about their port and went in and gave users the option to choose any fucking resolution that they want, which is a godsend on something like the deck, because 800p is a preset. Like, it's just as much of a preset as 540 and 1080p.
Oh, okay.
So the deck capitalizes on that, and I think it looks really fucking good. Obviously, there's a large amount of tweaking that has to happen with every game, and I could talk for hours. I really could. Like, I put tons of emulators on there with a couple dozen ROMs that all fucking run fantastically. Like, it's crazy, and it should be a problem that I've spent as much time as I have, like, trying to fucking fix this thing and get it to run the way that it should run.
Right.
But I still love it, and I still want to, like, dude, it's crazy how much this fucking thing has frustrated me. Like, that I can compare that to, like, other things that I've, like, completely fucking dropped out of frustration.
Right.
And still pick it up and still, like, be in love with it. I don't know. It's crazy.
And you called this, though. You were like, this is all I'm going to need.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in terms of, like, emulation and, like, future games and everything, like, I'm fine. I literally don't.
Like, I am
anything
good.
Well, it's like it's a new title machine. It's a backlog destroyer. It's a fucking, I would dare to say, the best option for emulation. Like, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, you're seeing a lot of these, like the Ioneo and the Odin. That's a pretty good one. Like, if I wasn't gonna get a Steam Deck, I'd get an Odin. But they're all specifically like these hyper advanced handhelds that are just handheld computers. And especially the Ioneo, which is about the same size as a Switch Lite, but it has like Windows on it and everything, and it has a fucking OLED. Like big dick fucking component.
Yeah.
And like can run fucking Warzone and crazy specs. But I still think that the deck has them all beat because of like how easy it is to, like, the small amount that of time that the deck has been available. So many people have been able to like just fucking flourish. Like, the second I got my deck, I put this thing called EmuDeck on there, which put every emulator that I'm ever going to need immediately on deck. Like, everything was done for me, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's fucking perfect in that regard. Like, for emulation, there's nothing better in my eyes. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, it's I've been playing that. I played Roller Drome. Roller Drome is fucking dope. It's basically just Tony Hawk meets Max Payne. I won't elaborate further. Please go play it. It's actually on sale right now.
Yeah, I got to play like the tutorial rounds before we started recording. It's fucking what a weird innovation.
Strange, very strange.
But yeah, no, it looks dope as hell.
I started up the other indie title that I bought called Cursed Golf. Just a really pleasant little arcadey golf game. Beautiful pixel art. I'm always attracted to that kind of shit. Like I said, I played through all of GTA 4. Briefly, just an absolute fucking classic video game. Just like a stellar step above almost everything else still to this day. Like, what is that, 14 years ago? 14 years later, that game still fucking shines so fucking bright.
That's so
and it's so like it's crazy to me that like even things that bugged me back when I first played it didn't bug me now, like just because of like I guess experience, experiencing other shitty games. But damn, man, that game just stands above clearly everything else. I am excited though to play through. I've decided that I'm going to play through GTA 5 again, because if I'm going to start talking a whole lot of shit on GTA 5, I need to remember what's going on. And the last time that I fully played through that game was back on the PS3. So I'm going to play through it front to back on the deck. I'm really excited because apparently it runs really well and it's deck verified. So I'm pretty excited about that. The other game I want to talk about is just a fucking classic Game Boy Advance game, The Legacy of Goku 2.
Oh, shit.
So, this came out in 2003, I think, from Infogrames. It's actually that. It's Infogrames, Grames. Just a really pleasant, simple action JRPG. You have a punch button and a key button, and that's pretty much it. Like, and that's as far as it goes for combat. But you can, like, it does give you different attacks this time, which is a upgrade from the first game that came out. That first Legacy of Goku game is a hot piece of shit. Like, really, really bad.
And then they made a sequel thinking people were gonna.
Don't know why they thought it was a good idea, but they fucking came back so winging.
Hell yeah.
Not only that, but it's got the Bruce Falconer, the original English OST for DBZ, which I'm always gonna have a soft spot for that shit.
Right.
Like Vegeta's theme, Cell's theme, and this game focuses on the Android and Cell saga, which is really, really fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty short. I'm pretty under 10 hours, I think. I would believe. That's one of the only complaints that I have about the emulation on the deck, is that it doesn't keep track of the time like it does with Steam games. Oh. Like, it'll say you played Grand Theft Auto 4 for 20 hours.
Right.
But with all of the emulation, like all of the emulated games, it doesn't do that at all, which is lame, but I'll live.
Will you, though?
Yeah. Doesn't seem that bad. Be honest.
Angela, you playing anything cool or new?
No. Pretty much just sticking to Fortnite and Fall Guys. I've really been wanting to get this game called Played Up, which is like a more customizable, like story-based-ish, Overcooked.
Oh, okay.
But it's only on PC, and I don't have very many friends that play it on PC, so I wouldn't have any friends to play with.
You've been playing a lot of, you've been dare I say, sussy baka, playing that fucking...
That's right.
Among Us. You've been playing Among Us.
I've been
crazy.
playing Among Us like nuts on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think it was 2 nights ago, or maybe it was sometime this weekend. Cole and I are laying in bed, and Cole is like fast asleep, and I am like laughing my ass off about this, like, this just stuff that we're talking about in this lobby. There was, there's a lot of role playing in Among Us. I mean, obviously, because you're a killer or a crewmate, you know, and you've got different roles and stuff. But there are people who, like, are so dedicated to these roles that they've created. So, in this one lobby specifically, there was Grandma and Prison Mike from The Office.
Oh, nice.
And oh my god, they were so committed. And when Grandma would accuse someone, they'd be like, "You're written out of the will," and then when they were like accused of killing someone, they would eventually come out and say, "I only kill people who I don't want to get any of my inheritance." And Prison Mike is like, "Guys, I have a confession to make. I've never been to prison." But I would go in on these guys, like, specifically, like, if Grandma died, I'd be like, "Grandma, no!" And we'd go into, like, just in the waiting time in the lobby, I'd be like, "Grandma, I always look forward to your birthday cards." And and they'd be like, "Did you like my cookies that I sent this time?" Just stupid shit.
Yeah.
But, like, when Prison Mike would die, or get voted out for being sus, I would throw out, like, "How could you guys? Like, he was gonna turn his life around, and now what?" And then, like, as soon as, like, people started dying, ghost chat would get so heated and so funny, and, like, just like people, like, going around and bullying the, like, alive people, but, like, because they can't see, so you're just, like, following them around and, like, saying, like, stupid fucked up shit about them. But, like, it, like, got to a point where, like, people looked forward just to be dead.
Right.
But
And that's way cool.
But, like, there's these mods that you can do. So there's the specific mod that I'm talking about. It's called Town of Host. So the entire game is cross-platform, right? But the host in Town of Host, they have to be on a computer and they have to set up the lobby. But if you see that there's a TOH lobby available, you click on it and they've got all the modded, like, fun roles, like sheriff or witch or terrorist, opportunist, like, all these, like, really specific fun
Among
roles.
Us is really complicated now.
But then there's also the more popular streamer influencer mods. It's called the other roles, and those ones are like the ones that the game needs to completely just adapt.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
Well, that's fun.
Among Us has come a long way. It's really fucking fun.
Dude, you'll never guess what I'm playing again.
WWE?
Well, yeah, I'm always fucking playing that shit.
Pokemon
I think
Go.
I know, but I won't take away the surprise. What is it? What is it?
Is it Pokemon Go?
Yeah, definitely that. I picked that up a week ago, but Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition.
Ooh, let's hear it. Thoughts?
It's super handholdy.
Yeah.
Like, the parts, like, I keep expecting it to get hard because I'm like, oh, here comes this fucking part. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done.
That is 100%. That's what she said.
Like, the lowrider mission, right in the beginning where you have to hop the lowrider. One of my favorite things, like one of the most aesthetically pleasing things to me was when you would it gave you this left right left combo, so it would make the car hop on from one set of tires to the other.
But it does it to the beat
right.
of the song that's
Right,
happening.
right.
Yes.
It got bing, bing, bing,
Yeah.
right? And so the car would jump just like that.
That is a specific show of autism.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
It really is.
Because I know exactly what you mean. It was an important part of that moment.
Right.
I totally agree.
It was.
Totally agree.
It would. It always, like, if you would give the car arms, it felt like it was like this crazy old, like
Old timey cartoon.
yeah. And you'd be like, "Ba-na-na," you know.
Yeah.
But in the definitive edition, it just goes left and right, and like it misses the one in the middle, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Interesting.
Like, I didn't like that, like, not one little bit. And like,
you said it did the same thing for the dancing mini.
yeah, the dance on the beach. Yep. Like, there's like almost no like rhythm to follow. Like, it's just prompt, 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 prompt. And I'm just like, that's less disappointing, but still disappointing enough.
So besides the issues with the mini games, what else?
I'm fucking loving it, man. I mean, it's San Andreas. That, you know, it's my shit. That's my favorite one. That's my GTA 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the game that cemented GTA as a legitimate title for me, right? Everything that I remember being there is there. Like, it looks great, which is funny because my youngest son, Adam, he was sitting next to me while I was playing the game, and he was like, man, these old games have like shitty graphics. Like, he didn't say shitty, of course, but he was like, yeah, man, these old games have sucky graphics. And I'm just
they
like,
look bad.
I was like, man, if you only knew, like, this is the remastered version. Like,
To be fair though, it is a little off-putting. Like, those models do not translate well to high definition.
no,
I would say.
not at all.
So, personally, you know, if it were up to me, like if I was a product manager at Grove Street Games, I would have just been like, hey, let's not focus too much on that. Let's focus more on like gameplay tweaks. Like, let's make it so like people don't want to kill themselves when they play that fucking RC mission that like is just fucking impossible.
Which is still shit, by the way.
Is it really?
It's still shit.
Dude, that mission is so bad. Like,
You're talking about the one for Zero, right?
Yeah,
the nerdy dude,
guy,
the guy that gets played by David Cross.
Yeah. So you have to. That's David Cross. No fucking way.
I'm pretty sure that's
so
what it is. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Well, it's those older games. Like, they had, and all three of them did this shit too. Like, there was an RC game, mini game in 3. There was the RC helicopter mission in Vice City, and then there was this one where it was an RC airplane attached with mini guns, apparently. Like mini guns that are like little BBs because they don't fucking do nearly as much damage as they should be doing.
Right.
But yeah, there's something very special about San Andreas, dude. Like, there's a unique wackiness to San Andreas that I don't see in really any of the other GTA games. Like, I see it in Bully, but I don't see it like really in anything else. Like, that was a very unique period for Rockstar because they're just like, hey, because at this time they had to have had 4 planned out for a while, right? Like 2006, like they probably were like in deep early production for GTA 4. So I would think that like they're like, let's just go all out for San Andreas. Like, this is the last of the, you know, the older titles. Let's just go fucking buck wild. And you see it in like the mission structure for GTA San Andreas, because those missions are kooky.
Yeah. Oh,
You know what I mean?
dude.
Like,
oh, yeah. Bro, I didn't know. Like, I knew famous people were in this, bro. Phase on Love was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that Yo-Yo was Kendall either.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, Clifton Powell, Jess Anderson, The Game.
Yeah. Who's the game?
Beat Up.
That's right. The fucking the Oh wait, hold up. Which one? Who is he? Is he he's the junkie guy at the beginning of the game, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Ice-T.
Ice-T, of course.
Clifton Collins Jr. is Caesar.
Jesus.
Of course, Sam Jackson and Chris Penn.
So you know that mission in the beginning where you have to go to the crack den and like beat up a bunch of ones in there.
Yeah.
That's the game's character.
Okay.
It's when you're talking to the one guy that's like
Bear.
Bear. Yeah, Bear's fucked up, and he's like, "Damn, they got Bear too."
Yeah.
And he's the other guy that's like yelling at Bear, like, "Yes, sir."
Yeah.
It's that guy.
Peter Fonda is the truth.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Charlie Murphy is Jizzy B.
Fuck yes. Fuck yeah, he is, dude. Charlie Murphy.
Oh my god, who else? Yeah, David Cross is Zero.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny as shit.
Damn, dude, like...
So I just installed it on the deck. But it's the old title. It's the old PC version, so it's not the... So I'm wondering if I can get it to run at 60 frames.
William Fichtner as Ken Rosenberg.
Of course, yeah.
Frank Vincent as Salvatore Leone.
Did you know that, what's his name? Laszlo is an actual person. He's an actual person that works at Rockstar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And Debbie Mazar as Maria. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, man. San Andreas is fucking classic.
Special. It's special.
Classic.
Another game that I just kind of jumped back into for no reason at all, just because there was a wild, twitchy hair on my ass. Get this. The Simpsons Tapped Out.
Tapped Out? What is that?
It's their mobile game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this. Explain it.
It's one of those task-based mobile games. You know, like you'll build the area, you'll rebuild Springfield pretty much. You know, but like in order to get the next house, you have to go through this quest where you have to make Bart do something for 4 hours. And it's like real-time hours. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. And so, like, it's just, like, something happens to Springfield, and you're tasked with rebuilding it. They even build a little statue to you. They call it Skyfinger. and
nice.
And, like, the building, everything that you build generates money and experience. And so, you know, the more you build, the more experience you'll get, the bigger and bigger you're able to make your Springfield. Mm-hmm. And what's cool is that you can like visit your friends. Mm-hmm. Like if your friends have a Springfield, like Derek used to play Tapped Out with me.
Okay.
I wasn't able to recover my account, but Derek was.
Oh shit.
And he still has all of his Springfield. Like he even has the one time he ever paid for a microtransaction was because he bought this Stairway to Nowhere.
Okay.
And his whole thing, even his Stairway to Nowhere, was still there.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. It's a pretty fun game. Takes a while if you're not like really buying stuff, but I mean, it's still super fun, and I've been enjoying it. Yeah. That, Pokemon Go, and what is this game called?
The Way of the Hunter.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, The Way of the Hunter. Yeah, I've been playing The Way of the Hunter, and that game it's got its charm. Like, of course it's a hunting game, and y'all know how I am when it comes to hunting games. Like, I just want to play them. Mm-hmm. Like, I would never actually hunt or go into nature on my own for whatever reason, but playing The Way of the Hunter is fun so far. I think the thing that's keeping me, because usually these games bore me after a week.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, all right, I can only catch so many moose in a certain way. Mm-hmm. But this game has, like, extra, like, features. Like, it has, like a hunter sense that's like Assassin's Creed's Eagle Eye, almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's cool. Like, I if I'm chasing... And also, like, if you're chasing something, it dies shortly after. Like, it doesn't, like, go on for a million
So it's
years.
not like hunting at all.
Yeah, no, it's not like hunting at all. Which is why I which is why I disliked the game The Hunter. Because, like, I'd shoot something, I wouldn't shoot it in a vital organ, and it would just go away.
Yeah.
And the only way you would get your hunter sense is if you would find the first, like, splotch of blood and then follow it. But then, like, you would lose it, and there would be no way to find it. And that's why I love the hunter sense in this game, is because you can, like, if you do lose the blood trail, you can go back to the last one and just kind of scan around and check for a new one. It also has a storyline, which I think has been missing from all of the other hunter games that I've played. Like, it's about this dude who when he was a kid would go hunting with his grandpa against his father's wishes, you know.
Oh my God.
And, you know, now that he's older, you know, he can do whatever he wants. So
How cliche.
yeah, his grandfather's like ailing in a hospital, and so he
Oh my God.
and so like he goes to he's like, well, I'll take care of the ranch for you, don't worry about it, I'll handle all of your emails, and that's how you get your missions. You'll get an email from someone that said, oh, last year we made this duck liver foie gras, like, you know, whatever, like, you know, could you catch us some more ducks again so that we can make a different kind of foie gras, like it. And so, you know, you'll accept the mission and then you'll go and do the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember Cabela's Big Game Hunter?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I played that game a lot, dude. Back before I knew that there was actually really good video games.
Right. Like fucking Bass Pro Sport, Cabela's Bass Pro Sport.
So many hours. Cabela Big Game Hunter.
Yeah, bro.
And it was so fucking simple too. Like, you'd like load into an area and it would just be like a panoramic scope of this fucking field. And if you're like searching for clues and everything to like find the deer and everything, like, it was very just really analog in that way, where it and it did do that thing where, like, when you shoot the animal, like, you had to like go and find it, and eventually, like, you could totally take the wrong turn and just like go into an area that it's not fucking there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It was really funny how that game would turn around on itself all the fucking time.
Yeah, and then as far as, like, there's one more mobile game that I'm playing, the Walking Dead mobile game. I forgot what it was, like, what the like title of it is. But it's the Walking Dead mobile game. It's an RTS.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it pretty cool. Nothing like to sneeze at, really.
Still fucking with The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've yet to like finish like the main story, because I do want to check out that spin-off story.
Oh yeah. Does the game follow the comic, or does it go with the TV show's aesthetic, or does it go with the comics aesthetic?
The TV show's aesthetic. Yeah.
So they're bringing it back, right? They're bringing it back with Rick and Michonne.
I think so. There's like, I don't know what it's called, but
Are we sure? Are we sure we want to do that? Is that a good idea?
I don't know, dude. Like,
Is that something that people? Is there actually someone out there that wants that?
Tales of the Walking Dead is what's going to will air the first 6 episodes on AMC. Each episode will feature standalone stories, so it's an anthology series.
Okay, so that's cool.
So it follows other people.
That's really cool.
I'd actually be into that.
Anything with The Walking Dead, just kind of, it's the same thing with Game of Thrones. Like, there's been a lot of promotion for House of Dragons or whatever the fuck it's called, but I have like zero desire to watch that show. Like, after how they fucked up the last season, like, I'm just like, eh.
I saw a TikTok where somebody was like, you know, with the way they screwed us, the way they messed with us, and he was just like, he's like, wow, bro, like, chill out, like, it's not that serious. He's like, no, it is, and he's like fucking losing his shit.
It
right?
could have been the best TV show of all time.
Yeah.
It's not even fucking close.
It's not,
funny, but
which is funny because like I was went into my Facebook memories today, and 1 or 2 years ago, I was giving Game of Thrones a third try.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm only 3 episodes in, and I already hate everyone. Like, is this a thing?
That sucks because the first season of Game of Thrones is my favorite. I really love how fucking plotting and slow it is, and like the espionage and the political betrayal.
I hated like half the fucking cast, bro.
No, I get it. No, like, but at that point, like, you're kind of supposed to hate them, right? Like the Lannisters. I'm sure you didn't like any of the Lannisters.
No,
like,
not at all.
They had like really, really good plots, like character arcs and everything. Like, dude, Jaime Lannister is one of the best written fucking characters of all time. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but like, and his sister and his brother, the Peter Dinklage character. Like, they're all fucking phenomenal characters, but like this new show focuses on the Targaryens, which it's like I wasn't really that interested in the Targaryens to begin with. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm being super hard on that show, but at the same time, it's like I'm okay, you know? Like, really, I want to watch Better Call Saul. I've heard it's fucking phenomenal.
I'd have to watch Breaking Bad
Yeah.
before I watch Better Call Saul, and I'm not ready to make that kind of commitment.
So, what do you mean by that, though? Like
I don't want to watch Breaking Bad.
you just don't? Like, it's just off the table?
It's just off.
Just because of subject matter? Or
No. I'm not interested. I watched, what was it? So you know that scene that that got memed, where Thanos has the gauntlet.
The snap, yeah.
Yeah, and old boy grabs one of the things and crushes it up and snorts it, and he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like yellow, blue, pink. I don't give a fuck. Just give me more of that shit, right?
Tuco.
Yeah. Like, I got to about that far.
So that is a really bad part to leave off, because so that's season 2 of Breaking Bad.
Okay, so I got up to season 2.
So season 2 is a little messy because it's dealing with the fallout from season 1, but also introducing this crazy character with Tuco.
Right.
And like substantially raising the stakes.
Am I remembering right? Right? Is his wife just a raging bitch?
Yes.
Okay.
So she's very controlling and
Just an all-around coos. Like, it was just...
well, the main problem with Walter White is the fact that he's unlimited potential, but restricted by his environment that he chose. You know, like, he chose to, you know, not go down the route that, and this is obviously in later seasons, but like, he could have been very like a very wealthy man and respected by his peers, but instead he decided to go with education, and so now he like deeply regrets it. And he's, you know, like, he even says it in one point where he's like, I'm extremely overqualified to be this teacher.
Right.
All of my friends have surpassed me in
Right.
one way or another. You know, like, and it kind of just like the painting of Walter White through all of those, that entire show,
Right.
is just masterful. It's so cool to watch him just absolutely dive and break bad. Like, it's, but I understand what you're saying.
I'll give it one more shot. I'll start off at season 2. I'll give it one more shot.
You have to go through. So I'm currently in the middle of rewatching it as well. Season 3 of Breaking Bad, the last 3 seasons, or it might be. Hold up. It's the last 3 episodes of season 2 are some of the most heart-pounding, fucking anxiety-inducing episodes of television I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Okay.
They were. I remember watching them for the first time and not really thinking, like, not really understanding, like, the gravity
Right.
of what was happening on screen, but like, and I hate to say like, oh, you know, I'm older now, so it like affects me more. But like, dude, these last couple episodes of season 2 fucked with me.
You get it though.
Like it's such good fucking television. Like,
Okay.
and I can't speak to the quality of Better Call Saul because I think we watched like the first season.
So I watched up until the end of season 4.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
And you like it?
Yeah, I just haven't had the energy to pick it back up.
I really like it's getting rave reviews. So
You know what I started watching was Modern Family. Like I'd never seen that show.
I think that shit is so cringe.
It's so funny. It's so
Yeah?
funny. Yeah, because like apart from what a big pussy Phil Dunphy is, I identify with him the most.
yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just like the way that he is. I'm like I would think like that's where my thought process goes. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
I think it's a funny show. I think it's cute and
I haven't seen any of it.
it's quirky. I mean, it's got Ed O'Neill as your racist grandpa.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like he's just like, but he's got like a young hot wife in Sofia Vergara and her Latin son. I forgot what it was. One thing that he said that was so fucking funny, but it was something to the effect of like, yeah, well, whatever, because I've got like little Columbia coming out of the like out of my house. Like everything he says is just like super, like he's that grandpa that doesn't change and everyone just accepts him for, but also has those moments of progress where he just kind of accepts because he knows that's what he has to do.
Yeah.
But is still talking shit about like the Asians, you know what I mean? Like there's one of the family members is gay, and so him and his partner like adopt a baby, and I can't remember what she's Vietnamese, and he says something to the effect of like, let me see the little pot sticker.
Shit.
It's a funny show. Like it's funny and it's like it's quirky. It's all what a family sitcom should be, but like with these modern tropes, quote unquote. You know, no pun intended.
I've got you on Breaking Bad. Eventually, you're going to give Breaking Bad another shot. I'm not saying tonight.
Yeah. Oh no.
Eventually,
I will.
Where are we at with Seinfeld?
Oh, dude.
Because it's really just Breaking Bad and Seinfeld. If we can get you on the Seinfeld train, oh man,
dude, I watched the first 5 episodes of Seinfeld. I remember watching the first 5 episodes of Seinfeld, and I remember being entertained. I just never picked it. I just never like moved on with it. Yeah. So I don't know. One at a time.
Those I get it. Stick with Breaking Bad for a minute. Seinfeld is so wildly different from season to season, and eventually they found their stride and they stuck with it, and that's why it became like as fucking huge as it.
Oh, okay.
Like my mom talks about, and my mom does not talk about TV. Like she doesn't like to talk about like things that she's seen on TV. You know, like she's just not that fucking person. She will talk your ear off about how she waited every week for the newest episode of Seinfeld.
That's awesome.
And I remember those days. It was a fucking cool ass time. Like,
because it was like a big moment
it was
every
a
week.
big fucking moment, man. Seinfeld was like one of the big TV shows before we knew about big TV shows.
Right? Yeah. Like
Motherfuckers everywhere.
it was up there with the Full Houses and the No, I get what you mean, and I do get its significance. And even like I understand like the joke structure too, because like when I send you those TikToks of the Seinfeld guy,
it works. Yeah.
You know, doing the OnlyFans thing or whatever. Like I understand.
Do you really believe in it?
Yeah.
Or what did they say?
I'm pro slut. Pro slut. You're pro slut.
You're pro slut.
I'm pro slut, Jerry. Like
that comedy is just so fucking timeless, man. And it's like it's not the matter of like importance that I think. It's just like that what I think matters. It's like it's genuinely funny. Like these are actually fucking funny situations, funny people in funny situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I've got an OnlyFans. You've got an OnlyFans. You ain't paying.
I was listening to Come Town, and they said that they had like some kind of like reenactment, like they like completely redid Jerry's apartment that people could like come through and like walk through and stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
The first fucking day somebody broke the door doing Kramer. Just doing Kramer.
That is amazing.
Oh fuck. Yeah, man.
No, yeah, I'm watching that. I finally finished Love, Sex, and Robots.
I haven't seen any of that. There's one episode though that got my attention. It's the I don't want to spoil it, but it's it's a space. It's an astronaut and he's out in space. It's from the newest season. But like he's like lost in space.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one fucked me because I got spoiled on that. I saw like the big reveal at the end, and that's it. And I was like, damn, that's a fucking cool ass concept.
And dude, you can get through the whole series in a day because these are very small. From like they range anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes long.
That's fucking dope. I'll have to. And they're all like wildly different, right?
Oh yeah, they're all like crazy, like just I don't know, dude. Like there's this one story in the third season especially, and it has something to do with like pirates and like just like a big monster. I like that one. I know you're gonna fucking love that one. But watch the whole thing, dude. That whole series. Do you remember the Animatrix? Mm-hmm. It gives off, so like if Animatrix and Black Mirror had a baby,
Okay.
like that shit.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Yeah, bro. Like
That's pretty cool.
like the animation style in every fucking one of those things, and it ranges. It ranges from realistic CG to cartoony CG to almost anime type style shit. Like it all works. And the stories that they tell are so rich and so like powerful. Like just like I've seen better TV show writing in 5 minutes of one episode of Love, Sex, and Robots than I've seen in a lot of shit.
Man, that's how I felt about Black Mirror. I was on Black Mirror's dick hard.
Oh, bro, me too.
Hard.
Me too. I made the mistake of trying to show my daughter Black Mirror, but I forgot that the first 2 episodes were like one dude with the memory chips in the back of the ear, and his wife's like cheating on him.
Yeah.
And then the very next episode is that the prime minister has to fuck a pig on live TV.
That's how I found out about it. Was fucking Kevin Smith talking about it on his podcast. He's like, "Have you fucking seen this Black Mirror?" And he like walks through that entire episode. I'm like, "This is not real. This is not. This is not fucking real." Dude, I really fuck with Black Mirror, so I'm totally down.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, it's like it's like Black Mirror and Animatrix had a baby.
When's the last thing that we got by Black Mirror? Was it that fucking
Bandersnatch? The interactive TV, the interactive thing
that last season that came out when we first moved into this house, and I remember really liking it with that weird black and white episode with the robotic dog. Like I really enjoyed that.
I'm gonna go back to watching those. No.
Is Black Mirror still on Netflix?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fuck yes, dude. That is such a fucking good idea to go watch some fucking Black Mirror.
Yeah,
dude. The funniest one was like, there's obvious classics of Black Mirror, right? That like San
Junipero.
Yeah, that's a fucking classic.
Yeah, that one's my favorite one, dude.
But the one that I thought was like really funny was the one that they were carrying on a secret relationship between each other in fucking Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
So they meet up and they're like, "Kiss me. I want to see if it's real." God damn it. That was such a great fucking episode too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Fucking we kind of peaked with Black Mirror, but I'm Definitely gonna check out. I've heard nothing but good things about Love, Sex, and Robots.
Bro, Love, Sex, and Robots is probably my favorite thing on Netflix right now. And that's knowing that TMNT is on there and fucking like
The classics.
right. Like, no, yeah. Love, Sex, and Robots. Like when I found out, because I didn't keep up with when the new season was gonna come out. And so when the new season came out, like that was a sleeper for me. Like it came out and I was like, fuck yes, bro. Like, this is the one.
Hell yeah.
Like, I get just as excited for a new season of Love, Sex, and Robots as I do for Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes Hangout number 2. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, you can follow us on social media, on Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcourt Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcourtpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search the Nerd Corporation and look out for our green NC logo.
We have merch. Buy things from us. tpublic.com and search the Nerd Corporation and get our specialty logos on everything that TeePublic has to offer. I'll be putting up some more stuff up there. Recently, we just put up our New World Order mock-up. So get to that on mugs and shirts and things. Also, we're on Reddit, r/Nerdcourt Podcast. Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate us. Tell us we suck. Just talk to us. Cole is ready to argue with all of you.
Every one of you.
Bring it, bitch. If you're listening on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little bell icon. We want to beat the algorithm and get into as many nerdy ears as possible, and that's the best way to do that. If you love us and want to support what we do, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Nerdcourt Podcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra content and bonus episodes. We'd love to thank our nerd corporate backers, Glenn the Simp, Fillmore, McLaurin, and Jake Hurst, and our nerd financial investors, Kim Nichols and Dallin Gilbert.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dallin. Thank you, Fillmore. Thank you, Jake.
Bort, bort.
Bort, bort.
If you can't make a monthly contribution, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/Nerdcourt Podcast. We want to have the best loot, give the best giveaways, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to do that. So, from everyone here at the Nerd Corporation, we thank you. We love you. Keep it nerdy, y'all.
Arrivederci.
And now, suck.